Exodus 20 and 13. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not kill. Shalom. All praise goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Hakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elsewhere millstone. Salutations to the Akim out there pushing this word in all sincerity and honesty, hopeful elect. And Brother Korah Allah. The title of this lesson is going to be Thou shalt not kill. And this is going into the laws of the Bible, all right, known as the Ten Commandments, all right, and these laws pertain to the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. This is who the Bible is written for, and it says, "Thou shalt not kill," meaning, a lot of our people are going off, all right, and a lot of our people have to die, uh, uh die, for judgment, man. Okay, I'm some scriptures, and I'm going to this lesson. Now, when you go into Exodus 20 and 13, we have to check the blue letter. Okay, thou shalt not kill. Right, you go to the word kill. Strong's H7523. Kill. Ra Tazah. Okay. Show Strong's info. Ratazah. Ratazak. Salakia. Ratazak. Okay. And it says kill a human being, especially to murder. All right? Especially to murder, put to death, kill, slay, murder. In the Hebrew, the correct word that will be there, well, when you break it down to the Hebrew, in the correct translation, the word you will get there is murder, okay? Because there is such thing as killing, all right? Now, if you put a homosexual to death, that's a righteous kill. Now, if you kill someone for no reason, unlawful, that's murder. And this is what takes place in the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans community. And not only that, but it's pushed widely. It's pushed widely through the media, whether it's by TV shows, like such as Power, The Wire, BMF, Snowfall. The list goes on, or whether it's pushed by music, which if you listen to music, that's all they talk. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, who are the Israelites, 2/3 of them, that's all they talk about. Who's sliding on who has sticks and who has drums, who's hanging out with the murderers, who's going in demon mode. They call themselves gremlins, all right, and things like that, and they uplift murdering, they praise murdering, because Jake would hear this music, and then they'll go out and actually commit those crimes, which that proves that a lot of music on TV is a lot of it is witchcraft, putting spells on people to kill one another and making it seem cool. All right, it says thou shalt not kill. Let me see. In Ecclesiasticus 9 and 13, it says, "Keep thee far from the man that has power to kill." All right. So shalt thou not doubt the fear of death. Right. So keep far from the man that has power to kill. This really you're supposed to keep far away from a person that has that murdering spirit. It was a time when a person with that murdering spirit, you could pick that up on them, or that man got a couple bodies, he ain't too good in the head, and you might try to avoid that person, which at one point, you would try to avoid that person. Even I remember when I was younger, if you knew someone was a killer, you wouldn't hang around them because you don't know what would happen next. Or if someone was a killer, a lot of times they'll keep to themselves, or they might have one or two people that they talk with, most likely in that same mind state. You know, it says, but nowadays, everybody wants to be a killer. Everybody wants to be a murderer. Everybody wants a gun. Okay, it says, keep thee far from the man that has power to kill. So shalt thou not doubt the fear of death. And if thou come unto him, make no fault. See, there's a lot of people doubt the fear of death. A lot of our people don't fear death. They're always on drugs, on drugs, being proud. All right, they trust in the gun. All right, which the gun is the modern day sword. All right. Let me see real quick if I could just pull this up. Maybe I can't pull it up. Bear with me 1 second. Give me 1 second to lock. What is that? Matthew's 26 and 52. Okay. Get that real quick. It says, then said Yahushua unto him, put up again thy sword into his place. This is when they came to get Yahushua. All right, I'll go up a verse. It says, Matthew 26 and 51, and behold, one of them which were with Yahushua stretched out his hand and drew his sword and struck a servant of the high priest and smote off his ear. All right, so one of the 12 disciples, that was with Yahushua, when they came to take him away to crucify him. All right, they pulled out their sword and they struck one of the guards. Okay, and took off his ear. That goes to show you that what type of men the 12 disciples were. It says, then said Yahushua unto him, put up again thy sword into his place, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. All right. It says, if you take the sword, you shall perish with the sword. And that's why you shoot in the news, this rapper got gunned down, that rapper got gunned down. All right. People in the hood being gunned down, families being shot because of you, your house getting shot up, the car getting shot up, people getting shot up on live, taking their last breath on live. Why? Because they want to uplift the gun. They want to be down with the guns. You're supposed to stay clear of that route. And that's exactly what happens. When we go back to Ecclesiasticus 9:13, it says, "Keep thee far from the man that has power to kill, so shalt thou not doubt the fear of death." You know, you ain't bulletproof. You have no spiritual powers. And if thou come unto him, make no fault, lest he take away thy life presently. Right, man. And the brothers in the truth, you know. When you go out, when you're going out there, and you see somebody that, and you might know someone that is a killer or a murderer, you might want to choose your words wisely, you know, or your actions, you know. It says, "Remember that thou goest into the midst of snares, and that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city." You go into the midst of snares, all right? Because, you know, the spiritual demons, Satan could jump on anybody, all right? Demons could jump on anybody to mess with you, to tempt you to do something, all right? That put you in jail or put you 6 feet under, you know? Put you in a bad predicament, in the hospital, all right? Listen, we only human, man. So it says, and this is the scriptures, all right? This is for Israel. If 2/3 was to sit down and read the scriptures, they'll move more wisely. Okay? You wouldn't see so many deaths on TV. Which these snares are put in place by Esau, the so-called white man, the devil. He put guns in our neighborhoods, guns, drugs in our neighborhoods, put violence on TV, violence in the music, you know, to put that demonic spirit upon our people. Like, that's all we know how to do. You know, it says, "Remember that thou goest in the midst of snares, and that thou walk upon the battlements of the city." The battlements of the city is the towers. The towers, when you watch the movies and they shoot the arrow and bows, that's the towers. So when people shooting arrows and bows are shot back at them. So when you walk in them towers, you gotta stay low. You know, you always gotta be alert. In other words, in today's term, they will say, the scriptures will say, instead of the battlements of the city, it will say you walking in the trenches. You know, because in the trenches, you know, in the military, in the trenches, and then you got the opposing side in the trenches across the field, and then you have the snipers. And if you poke your head out, you get shot with a sniper. Okay, but today the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, the Israelites, you know, we all from the ghetto, we all from the hood. We know the terminologies when they say the trenches. All right, the field. They talking about in modern day slang, the trenches is the streets, the hood, the world. Okay, so we moving amongst our own people with these murderous thoughts. So we're moving in the trenches. All right. It says, "Remember that thou goest in the midst of snares, and that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city." You moving in the trenches, so you have to know how to operate. Okay. Um. I believe. What's this right here? This is Matthews 5:21. "Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, Thou shalt not kill. Whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment." Now, what's the judgment? "Thou shalt not murder. Whoever murder shall be in the danger of what? Also being murdered." All right. If you was to kill somebody or murder someone, then their siblings or the relatives might take it upon themselves to avenge their death, you know, and they'll be in the right mind. They'll be in their right mind according to the laws. All right. Let me see if I can find it real quick, and I'll end it on that. I'll end it on that. See if I can find it real quick. Let's go to Numbers. Let's go to Numbers real quick. 35. Saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when thou become over Jordan, then they Canaan, cities of refuge for you, that the slayer may flee thither, which kill any person at unawares. Now, if he was to kill someone unaware, there'll be a city of refuge where no one will be able to take vengeance. Right, it says, and they shall be unto you cities for refuge from the avenger, that the manslayer die not until he stand before the congregation in judgment. So you will be okay until you go through judgment. It says let me try to scroll down. Now, okay, this is a good point right here in 12. Now let's go down to verse 16 and 17. Numbers 35 and 16. And if he smite him with an instrument of iron, so that he die. Let's go to verse 15. These 6 cities shall be refuge both for the children of Israel and for the stranger, and for the sojourner among them, that every one that killeth any person unawares may flee thither. And if he smite him with an instrument of iron, so that he die, he's a murderer. The murderer shall surely be put to death. And if he smite him with a stone, wherewith he may die, and he die, he's a murderer, and the murderer shall surely be put to death. So in the cities, if you murder someone by mistake, you could run to the city. But let's go up to verse 9. Verse 10. Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when people be come over Jordan into the land of Canaan, that he shall appoint you cities to be cities of refuge for you, that the slayer may flee. Okay, let's go up a little more. So that's basically it. That was basically it, man. Which the modern day instrument of iron or stone, that would be the gun, or it could be an actual piece of iron, a crowbar, it could be a stone. You throw a stone at somebody, hit them in the head. All right, any way of, killing or murdering. The revenger, it says, the revenger of blood himself shall slay the murderer. When he meet him, he shall slay him. It says, or if any smite him with a handgun, all right, with a hand weapon of wood, wherein he may die, and he die, he is a murderer, like a bat, or whatever, the murderer shall surely be put to death. It says the murderer shall surely be put to death. The revenger of blood himself shall slay the murderer. When he meeteth him, he shall slay him. But if he trust him of hatred, or hurl at him by laying of wait that he die, or in enmity smite him with his hand that he die, he that smote him shall surely be put to death, for he is a murderer. The revenger of blood shall slay the murderer when he meeteth him. It says, but if he thrust him of hatred, or hurl at him by laying wait that he die, or in enmity smite him. Let's look up this word, enmity. Hostile or opposed. Well, we know what enmity means. Smite him, or it says hatred, which is, when you go into this rap beef, a lot of people are getting put to death because they could out-rap somebody. You know? He that smote him shall surely put to death, for he is a murderer. The revenger of blood shall slay the murderer when he meet him. But if he thrust him suddenly without enmity, or have cast upon him anything without laying of weight, or with any stone wherewith a man may die, seeing him not, and casting upon him that he die, and was not his enemy, neither sought his harm, then the congregation shall judge between the slayer and the revenger of blood according to these judgments. So that was basically the point. Numbers 35. And I'll close it there. And I'm going to say all praise goes to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Chakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone. Salutations to Akmat, pushing this word in all sincerity and honesty. And shalom.